They stepped out upon the high terrace. Behind them, the feast waned. Cups struck wood in some far chamber. The doors breathed shut, sealing the hall's warmth behind them. Night lay cool upon the stone. Ghost stood beneath the wedding torches, Julian close at her side. His hand rested at the small of her back. Light, careful, the touch a noble boy might learn from a tutor, along with the proper place to stand, and how long to gaze into a lady's eyes. She thought of telling him there was no need to hold her so carefully, then thought better of it. The torch flames trembled in the cold. Blue and white ribbons had been tied to the iron rails. Elmore colors, bright, tender things, shivering against the dark. By morning, the marsh would have eaten them. The castle rose around her in hard, broken tiers. Old stone showed beneath the newer work, low and dark, where the damp had gnawed through. Timber galleries, stairs, and towers clung to it on every side, each patch laid over the last by men who had prized use above beauty. Water stains trailed down the battlements like past wounds. Below, the inner yard had been made ready for celebration. Fresh rushes covered the mud. Long tables stood beneath patched awnings. Torches burned in iron baskets. Flowers from drier lands had been bound to posts and doorways, though already their heads bowed in the damp air. Pale cloth hung over cracked walls, stirring wherever the wind found entry. Fenreach had dressed itself for a wedding. Yet beneath cloth and torchlight, it remained what it had always been, a fortress sinking in the mire, a cage of swollen timber and wet stone. Julian Elmore looked like a lord from a song, pale as milk glass, skin untouched by sun. His dark hair was bound with a neat ribbon, and not one thread had dared fall out of place. At the first breath of wind, his hand rose to smooth it back. A needless motion, nothing had moved. "I am glad to see you," he said, earnest, smiling. "I confess," he said, "I fear I may have been too bold." "Too bold, my lord?" "In asking for you." His eyes slipped from hers, only for a breath. "I would not keep you where your heart recoils from staying. If I have mistaken your regard, speak it, and I shall make it right with Kasser." His smile remained. Ghost gave him one of her own. "You have not presumed, my lord." His shoulders eased. For a moment, he only looked upon her, the last of his doubt passing from his face. "There is something I have long wished to ask you." "What would my lord know?" "Well," he considered, "why are you called Ghost? Is it a name of the deep cities?" Ghost's hands rested lightly before her. "No," she said. "The High Lord gave me that name." Julian blinked. "Then what is your true one?" Ghost let out a slow breath. "I have none," she said. "Arethians are not named at birth. We receive our names from the one to whom we bind our fate. A half-truth, a small sin. Necessary, her true name was better left beneath the earth. Even in memory, the sound of it hurt." Then the terrace fell away, and Areth rose. The gates stood open. Men came through in pieces. One leaned upon another, leaving a dark handprint upon his shoulder. One had lost a boot and walked on a foot bound in rags, the cloth gone black with mud. No banners, no horses. Among them came Ver, who had known Adius since boyhood. Ver, who had once sworn they would die in the same battle. Now he passed beneath the gate with his mouth split and one eye swollen shut, dragging a broken spear behind him as though he had forgotten it was in his hand. "They took us unaware," someone said. Ghost stepped toward him. "Ver." He looked at her. "Where is Adius?" Ver gave no answer. Her smile died. "Where is he?" His eyes lowered. Only then did she understand. "Ghost," Julian's voice drew her back. She blinked once. Yes, my lord. Where did you go? Nowhere, my lord. She lowered her eyes. Forgive me, I think nothing of it, he said quickly. I do the same. I have fallen from a horse for less. She gave a soft laugh. The marsh wind passed between them. Julian cleared his throat. Besides, he said, gentler now, it is I who should ask forgiveness. I have pressed where I had no right. Ghost said nothing. The war was needless, he continued. Your people fought only to shield their land, not like these new rebels in the marshes. Her head tilted. Barely. How so, my lord? He seemed glad of the question. We did not choose this war. Rowan and his savages fall upon our caravans, our villages, even our castles. A breath passed. Do you not think so? Ghost weighed his words. I know little of war, my lord, she said. Then she met his eyes and smiled. But I shall trust your judgment, Julian brightened. Of course, forgive me, again. He gave a nervous laugh. I did not mean to. It is all right, he nodded, relieved. Come, he said, gathering himself. The games will soon begin. They returned over the wet stone toward heat and noise.